Once vibrant, happy, peaceful communities of Gbagyi people now stands abandoned, silent witnesses of unrelenting years of terror. For 6 years, tens of thousands flee their ancestral lands across many parts of Kaduna State, especially Chikun and Breningwari local government area, haunted, disposed, and broken. The Gbagyi, one of Nigeria's largest indigenous ethnic groups, have farmed these fertile lands for generations with peaceful traditions and deep ties to their environment. They thrived very well until terror came. In 2020, violence escalated. Armed herders, mostly Fulani militias, swept through this region. Villages were razed, livestock stolen, men, women, children kidnapped and killed or forced to run. Over 120 Gbagyi communities and others were forced to be emptied. For the over 20,000 Gbagyi villagers that escaped, it meant trading dignity for survival. Once self-sufficient farmers, they are now forced to become IDPs overnight.
Kai muka ji kashe-kashe ya mamu yawa. Muka gudu suka kore mu, muka zo nan forest. Muka dawo nan forest da zama saboda ba inda zamu yi ba mu da wasu gidaje wani gari. Nan muka samu wannan guri muka da zauna. Ta ga nan mun zauna wahala ya ishe mu kuma. Da wahala ya ishe mu ga yara ba makaranta.
The herdsmen, because they came to pursue in our village, they are killing a lot of people in our village. Right now, I was in school, but right now I cannot go back to school.
Ban da kudi yanzu da zai sa makaranta. Saboda ban da wani sana'a.
Ba duk wani abin ya faru ba, gaskiya yadda muke fama haka da yanzu ba haka muke ba. Akwai wani rana da mun fita da yara har bara muna yi. Muna neman abinci. Muna neman bara masu taimako, to kowa na fama wa zai ta kai. Haka nan dai na tattara yara na ce ku yi haƙuri su zo za mu nemi ganyen daji mu zauna mu dawa mu ci. Sai na shiga daji na ce yara ku yi haƙuri ku zauna nan. Kuma kada kowa ya fita ya ce zai yi sata. Ya yi haƙuri sai na dawo. Na je na ciro ganye a daji. Na zo na dawa da yake da taimakon Allah muka ci ganyen da muka kwanta. Kwanan mu 4 ba ci har zuwa kwana 5 har 6. Ganyen nan muke ta shiga cikin daji muna nemowa muna ci. Shi yasa muna so yanzu a taimaka mana.
In November 2024, Governor Sani of Kaduna State launched a peace initiative, offering amnesty for repentant bandits willing to disarm in exchange for non-prosecution and reintegration into community, but did not make provision for the welfare of the thousands of displaced people that are victims of the violence of the bandits.
Several senior bandits leaders have laid down their arms and embraced peace, along with their followers.
To many, it was a risky gamble, but to the displaced villagers, it sparked cautious hope. Could home be safe again?
Muna jin waiwai ne domin ba su waiwai mu ba. Muna jin waiwai ne. Kuma ba mu yarda da wannan sulhu ba. Domin ba su bar mana bugun mutane, sace-sace da sauransu. Yanzu nan mun zo sai ka boye mashin ka. Yanzu jiya nan da kyar sun tare wata mata da kyar muka kwato ta. To kaga shi yasa mun ce mu wannan sulhu ba mu yarda da ita ba.
6 months after the amnesty, a camera crew in company of some of the displaced Gbagyi natives of Chikun and Breningwari local government area make a difficult and risky trip back to some of the abandoned communities. What was found was haunting.
This community is in Gayam Ward, Breningwari local government, Kaduna State. And as you can see, this is the primary school I have ever attended in my life, LEA Primary School, which was founded in 1974. And since 2020, this school have been standing this way as a result of banditry. Our people were displaced. And as you can see, no one is staying in this community. Again, I have to risk my life. As you can see, I have to disguise as a farmer to come and see my community after 6 years.
Nan muke rayuwarmu. Muna da yawa a wannan garin. Muna karkashin Gayan Ward da Breningwari local government. Amma yanzu an tada mu tun a 2020 aka tada mu nan. Muna cikin gari to muna ta maula ba abinci ba gidaje.
Sunan anguwanmu kenan Malamo. wannan jini church namu kenan. Ma dalilin da ya sa kuma muka gudu muka bar nan to ba don Allah ba ne, dole ne ya sa muka gudu muka bar nan. Kidnapper ne suka tada mu nan da karfi da yaji.
I'm from this village. The name of this village is Hayin Damisa, aka Gbagyi under Zonkoro. This place is under Chukwu local government, Nayaro to be precise. This place is our homeland. We were born and brought up here, but sometime 2020 January we were displaced due to severe insecurity. We tried our best to stay back, but due to the way the thing came, they were coming, killing us and kidnapping and all that. We couldn't bear it again. We had to leave the place. And ever since, we have been living in various places, different IDPs. Some even go out of the state completely. The fact is that when we are ever ready to come back, because since there's an improved security presently, since last year, people started coming around to see if we can farm because of the level of poverty that we found ourselves into, hardship. We say, let's just come and see if we can farm. Even last year, I came around. Unfortunately, those people were still around. I was kidnapped. That was July 20th, to be precise. I was kidnapped, taken to the bush. When we got to their camp, I was shot in my leg. And after they left me there shot, and then I was half dead for 2 days. Without any attention, they went somewhere else.
This is Rumana Mission Primary School, where I had my primary education, courtesy of the Capro missionaries. As you can see, the building is already down. It wasn't long that the missionary completed this primary school, handed it over to the natives, and a few years this insecurity took place here. To the glory of God today, I am a PhD candidate, and having started from here, my primary school. The missionaries invested heavily in this school, and in fact, it became a boarding school. When we turn over to the other side, you will see the boarding house where it was already housing people from different communities, even some from Kaduna coming over here as a result of the mission work here, Capro to be precise.
Na inda muke nan shine mission base, wurin da missionary sun zo sun sauka. Wannan gurin babban gida ne yanda kuke ganin shi. Akwai boarding irin yara masu zuwa na kwana, ana kwana a nan. Akwai sashin yan mata da sashin yan maza. Wannan boarding school yara suna kwana a nan. Akwai wannan gurin an riga an gyara shi, an shange shi. Akwai babban kofa da aka sa a nan. Babu abin da babu a nan. An sa bohol a wannan wurin, da muna da bohol. Akwai su tank guda uku da mun sa, duka an zo an ture. Wannan wurin missionary su ne suka zama na ƙarshen da suka tashi, kuma haka aka tashi. Akwai kwamfutoci, computers ne menene wanda ake suke amfani da shi a wannan gurin. Akwai wurin cin abincin yara, akwai wurin shan magani a ciki a wannan gidan da kuke gani.
It was not only schools, houses and churches that were destroyed. Critical infrastructures were also vandalized.
I'm sitting at the boundary between Gwari local government and Chukwu local government. This bridge you are seeing here is, and the river you are seeing here is the boundary between Chukwu local government and Gwari local government. This bridge was built as around 1986, 1987 by our missionaries, Calvary missionaries and youth corpers that first came, and this work was done. And since then, we had access road. This was the only access road. Because of this river, our people could not cross over to the market and other things. But as a result of this banditry that happened in 2020, collaborators and bandits took advantage, and they came and broke this. Right now, we don't have any access route. The only way, if rain falls now, our people cannot cross over.
The camera crew returned to Kaduna town to speak to some of the Gbagyis still sadly trapped in IDP camps. They are strongly yearning for home again.
Nisa na noma ne, ina noma, kuma Allah yana bani gurgudu karfina. Sana'a na kenan. Kuma idan na yi, Allah yana samun hannu. Kuma barayi din ne sun zo sun kwashe duk abin da muka samu. Da dabbobi ne, da kudi ne, ana karkashe mana mutane. Shi yasa mun gudu. Yara mu yanzu gwai ne suke yi. Ko nima yaro na yana okada ne. Lokacin da yana okada, ya yi hatsari ya mutu saboda yanayi. Da ba yanayi wannan ba, da yaro na yana yanzu. Amma ga yanzu na rasa shi. Ba dadi. Ina so in koma. Kai, ko yanzu ina ce in tafi, alhamdu. Yanda mu tashi a can, aikin da muna yi a can kauye, ina so mu je mu koma yin shi.
Muna kuka ne ga wanda za su iya taimake mu. In akwai taimako, in gwamnati sun ga suna da hali, muna roko ne. Ba doka muke ba su ba, roko ne muna yi. Su taimake mu, mu koma inda za mu je mu ci da yaran mu suna walwala.
Zaman mu na wannan wuri abun ya dame mu. Domin mun shiga wani hali, yunwa na damun mu. Muna so mu koma kasan mu da muka fito.
Who now occupies these lands? Who profits from the silence of the displaced?
Duk galibi wasu tsofaffin mu saboda wahala duk su mutu. Duk su mutu saboda wahala. Yara mu kananan wahala ta ishe yaro sai ga asibiti baka da kuɗin magani. Yaro sai mutu kana kallo baka da kuɗi. Kuma baka da inda zaka taimaka ma. Sai ga yaro ya mutu. Gudana yara su mutu da yawa nan. Tsofaffi su mutu nan da yawa. To muna roƙo gwamnati da Allah ta taimaka mu. Ta kawo mu jami'an tsaro mu je mu zauna a can ƙauyen mu.
Leaders of the displaced Gbagyis in Chikun and Birnin have appealed to the government asking for urgent steps. They are asking for security deployment in some of their communities, rebuilding support and sustainable peace between them and their former attackers.
We need assistance. This community needs to be rebuilt.
The people actually of the community wants to come back to the community. But our major challenge now is, one, security. Though there is relative peace and relative security, initially for the past 5 years, people have not been able to come over here. You can see that we are here now. If it were before, nobody would have been able to come here. As it is, the members of the community are returning back to clear their farmland. However, they will not be able to come and have their building projects here without security.
I am the secretary of the security committee, trying to put effort together to see that our people return back to their ancestral land that they've been displaced for the past 6 years. The hardship and the challenges of the economy is really telling on them, and they are eager and in a hurry to see themselves back to their ancestral land. And that is why we are putting all of this effort together to see that our voices are heard, our cry are heard out there, so that well-meaning Nigerians can support in the effort to see that we rebuild our community. A security outpost will do a lot good so that they can be able to be comfortable, they'll be confident enough to sleep, you know. Back then when we came back, when they left the village, most of them were traumatized. Most of them were having psychological impact of what they experienced back then in the village. So returning back sometimes look like we are going back to experience the same thing. But I believe that if we have security backup in this effort, it will do a lot good to supporting them and making them more comfortable and convenient for them to stay.
Will the government listen and hasten intervention? Will kind-hearted groups and individuals offer assistance? Or will the Gbagyis of Chikun and Birnin-Gwari vanish into permanent exile, while their former tormentors walk free and happy? Time and justice will tell.